Hey, welcome to my live. Thanks for stopping by. I the discussion today is the title say Cardi B and Offset about Cardi B going off on her fans. Um, some people feel like that Cardi shouldn't I guess be out with her husband. I mean, they are married still. I know she been single for a minute, but everybody maturity far as marriage is not the same, and so it's not that simple. I don't know if most of Cardi B fans done been married, or even if they haven't. Like, people ought to know that it's not that simple. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm single," and then you single, especially when kids involved. In most states, when you have children, you gotta wait 6 months or more before you can even go to court on the matter. I don't care what lawyer you got. It's not that simple when you got children. Some states you got to be separated for like 2 years, and that's North Carolina. You got to be separated for like 2 years, and then you can file. And I'm sure it's ways around that, but you know that's state law. That's one of the states that's hard to get a divorce in. Um, but anyway, um, the fact is that, some people think that, oh, it was a publicity stunt, that they were just doing that to promote his album, this, and that, or whatever. Well, I don't think Cardi, them didn't sound like tears and anger from nobody trying to hope somebody, music get, get the fair play on the radio and in the streams and stuff or whatever that she's trying to promote anything but that her hurt. And she's not like the first person that, for whatever reason, when they're in a relationship, they can't get their dude attention, far as making them understand that they're not playing with them and not taking them for granted unless they go live. I don't know why that is. Here lately, it just seemed like more people, more women that's going live is, basically saying that they do, is not believing them or taking them serious unless they go live and clown. And really, in all fairness, and that could go both ways in relationships, far as a person feeling like they ain't being heard. But I don't think it was a publicity stunt. I don't think it was real. I think any woman that done been through anything, whether it was infidelity, whether she was angry about whatever that she's not speaking on. I just don't think it's a game, and that I just don't believe that you know um, she just got time today for that. A lot of people going through stuff that they can't speak on, not just for fear of the other person being mad, but a lot of people got backdoor deals and brands and stuff going on that we don't even know about that they have backing them. And I think Offset and Cardi is better as a team. You know, if they can do business without personal. But I don't think Cardi emotionally can work that way. And most of the time, most women, we can't just team up with a dude. Depend on the reason for the breakup. Maybe sometimes that people can team up and still be partners and handle their business if they got businesses and properties and stuff together. But it just depends on, I think, the reason behind a person's breakup. But you know, Cardi and Offset, they got they own kids and stuff. And I know his daughter, by Cardi especially, gonna be brokenhearted. Uh, you know, and especially if he not being in a home. And I know emotionally that that part, you know, Cardi probably gonna see now what she didn't see growing up with her mom. What she didn't understand about whatever relationship with her mom had with her father. Like a lot of times we don't understand, the sacrifices and the drama and different things our parents was trying to prevent till we get grown. Then sometimes some kids get grown and still, don't get it. So, but who really wants to be a single parent? But who wants to keep getting disrespected too? Everybody got their breaking point, males and females, and so um, you know, I remember when I was like 14, and I had like three different things that would be a deal breaker for me if when I got grown and I'd be in a relationship, and I said to myself, like at 14, this, and that, that's gonna be the deal breaker. If somebody do that, then I'm done. And I really can say I'm proud of myself that those three things that I never allowed to happen to me. And so everybody got their breaking point. Cardi, even her fans. But what trips me out about these fans though, they be acting like they not in a worse situation. A lot of them was probably in abusive relationships. A lot of them probably done took their man back 50,000 times. He done probably dog walked them. He done probably done everything under the moon. Had 50 kids, all of that, and they still fighting and fussing over him. And then they be like, "Oh, she gonna take him back." Da 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 da. Whatever. Again, um, the difference between uh, a broke dude cheating on you and a rich dude is really the income. And so Cardi don't need his income. Uh, some females, you know, it's not per se dude is rich, but is the breadwinner, and some of them stay because their dude is the breadwinner or something or whatever. But again, I think it's a person comfort level, what they comfortable with allowing a person to do. And I felt Cardi on that. People play in your face, but that's in any relationship. You know, you gotta have your boundaries in any relationship. That's friendship, parent and child relationship, mother and daughter, sister and brother. You know, you set your standards to what your boundaries is. You know, you don't allow nobody else to set it for you or sugarcoat or downplay what you feel is not okay. And I think sometimes when, you know, women is, fascinated by the illusion of what she think that man is. But I think all this really comes down to 9 out of 10 people are just not honest in relationships. I just think that, well, I'm not gonna say 9 out of 10. I take that back. Say I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. 50% of the time, some, and then I know I say 50% of the time because I do know quite a few men that probably have kept it 100 with females, and for whatever reason, that's a turn on to some women. But I think still that is one or the other in a relationship that's not being honest. Regardless if just say for example, if I'm a natural girl and I wear my hair natural, afro, no makeup, plain or whatever, that I feel that I don't have to do all that. Just say if if that was the scenario. And say I meet a dude and, you know, he seems to be attracted to my natural look. That's what he see me in, that natural state of being. And, he pursues me. And say on down the line, a couple months on down the line, he's like, yeah, you should try um this hairstyle I seen, a Beyonce had on or something or whatever, and like, oh, you should try, this weave, or, you should try this or try that, kind of encourage you to look different, lashes, oh, the last girl I talked to, you know, because some guys is just that bold to be speaking on they last girl or what they did or didn't do or whatever, but or just see something on TV like, oh yeah, I think that hairstyle look cute on you, this and that, 10 inches of weave, ponytail, whatever, and just say that the girl, oh, okay, well he want me to do that, so she go and change her look or whatever, or just say if she don't, say she, I don't wear weave, I don't want to do that, da 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 da. The dude knew from the beginning he met her in her natural state. Instead of him being honest to say, hey, look, I like girls that's, you know, with the weave, the nails, the lashes, that turn me on, you know. Instead of him just keeping it 100, it's just like even with a female, say she meet a dude with dreads in his head, and she knowing damn well she don't like dudes with hair long as hers. But, he pursues her, he attractive, you know, everything but the hair and everything. But remember, that's a pet peeve of hers. She don't really care for dudes with the dreads. She don't want to be sharing no oil sheen and hair grow, and you know she don't want to be doing all that. She don't want to be in the mirror trying to see who hair longer than the other and all this or whatever. So later on down the road, when the little um, little happy feeling that person go through when they first start dating and everything, that start to wear off and everything, and so she like, you know why don't you cut your hair, da 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 da, and the dude like, no, when I met you I had this, you didn't say this and that or whatever. Then that's a conflict, because what, she wasn't honest. That's not what she's normally attracted to. She knows that she didn't like a dude with dreads in his head and all this. She liked the low haircut. She liked. So again, I mean, I said something on a minor level, maybe a minor level, but that might be major to somebody else. That might be a deal breaker. But look how much time and energy they could have saved each other by just being honest, or you know thank you for the compliment, when that person was trying to get their number in the beginning, thank you for your compliment or whatever, but I'm not interested. So wouldn't it have saved time and energy and all the stress and all this trying to change somebody? Because I think a lot of times, just say back to the scenario, the girl probably thought, oh, it's just hair. I can get him to cut his dreads. But instead, all the months that they done been together, or years or whatever, he done got it longer and longer and longer and longer and everything. And like I say, you know, that that idea of thinking that you're gonna get with somebody and change them instead of accepting them the way they are, especially if a person comes with their authentic self, and I just think if people quit being selfish or narcissistic, trying to dominate, uh, for whatever reason, to to even play these games just to get what they want. Reason why I say narcissistic, because narcissistic, people tend to, you know, do things that works for them. And if that time, just say if that chick the baddest chick, or the dude the baddest dude, or finest dude, and the female, feel like they conquering something by, oh, I got him or I got her. Knowing, like I said, that wasn't a cup of tea for real. They just, people be ego tripping a lot of times. And when you get kids involved, that just makes things, it just makes things more difficult to separate. And so, getting back to Cardi and Offset, they, like I said, they probably have a lot of business deals together, a lot of property situations they got to settle, and then they should be able to be out to be able to talk it out. I know quite a few couples that's still friends with each other, and they've been divorced for years. I mean, didn't somebody see Beyonce mom out with Beyonce dad, and they, you know, divorced under, you know, not so good circumstances, but nobody was spinning that narrative that, oh, they getting back together, and I think he's married, and this was, I forget, I think she was divorcing at that time her dude, second husband, but either way it go, like I said, she shouldn't have to come online and say, "Oh, I'm not together." And then these people that's purposely, for views, lying and oh, they back together. And like she said, it's mostly her fan base that was spinning that narrative, and judging her. That's a lot of it that she is under stress about. Like, people, she don't want to send the wrong message, but yet and still, life is life. And I mean, it is what it is. It's not like, you know, Cardi was born into money. I mean, she seemed like she, is taking care of her whole family. So, I mean, yeah, she acted out with her emotions like any human being would have done, because we don't know what was the scenario behind it. People insinuating, speaking on that one girl or whatever, um, and saying that that was the reason. Like, it's not fun and games when it's a family. It's just not. It's just not funny. And females, and males too, that think that they being funny nowadays. People is offing people for that same type of situation, and so it's not a game. Breaking up families is not a game. Some people think it is. Some people think it's funny because these some of these women is thinking they trying to get to the bag, but at the same time, it's a family, and that family that got kids is gonna be generations of situations based on, somebody's want or desire at the time, and that's just not cool. I know life happens, stuff happens, but again, a lot of the stuff happened because people is not being honest. And then, I will admit some of us women has a false sense of illusion of what we feel like this man is, whether he's famous or not. Cardi probably had, um, was probably ecstatic at first that, oh, she wasn't as famous as she is now when she got with him, and just the idea probably of, oh, the amigos, you know, that, he was attracted to her, and, before she was really coming into herself or feeling confident in herself that she is a star too. I mean, Offset started off broke too, so, um, but like I said, the hard part and the sad part is when you really see somebody for who they are, and instead of what you thought they were, That's so heartbreaking and disappointing. Whether, like I said, whether it's your husband, girlfriend, friend, relative, mama, daddy, it just is what it is. And I think really, and I could be wrong, but I think it's a lot of stuff that Cardi wanted to say, but she, I believe she do have a heart about things, and that's her downfall. I know that is a one downfall of a Libra woman is having a big heart, feeling empathy for the other person, even though they done screwed you over. That's a big thing that Libra women struggle with. And I think, what she wanted to say would probably end his freaking career at the end of the day. But she's thinking about he got other kids, other mouths to feed, plus about her kids, just gonna get big enough to be on YouTube and see this and that or whatever. But it's like when somebody play in your face that you'd have made sacrifices for, that you'd have been there for, and and part of me just kind of feel like Offset is a narcissist, if he's not, he's borderline. And, you know, some people that's like that just want you to serve them, and they also likes to stunt. They like the image of certain things, but behind the closed doors, they be doing snake stuff. And so if that's the case, like I said, I see where she coming from. But at the same time, she don't want to mess up partnerships that they got or brand deals that they got as a family, and they got to play nice. You know how sometimes you got to play nice about situations because she taking care of her whole family, I guess. And so that's a lot of weight on you, that's a lot of stress on you. um, when the roles is reversed, we think we can do a better job than our parents, but 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 when we get in that position as a parent, and we like, whoa, maybe mama, maybe daddy did know a little bit more than me. Maybe, sometimes we have parents that's old school, and we be thinking like, oh, they so slow, they don't know, da 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 da. But when that role is reversed, and I don't wish that on nobody to have that role reversed, you can't even measure up to your parents. You can't even come close, rich or poor. You can't even come close to them to even compare yourself. There's no comparison, no comparison. And so um, I wish Cardi and Offset the best. I just don't feel like infidelity. Whether I'm not saying that it was infidelity with them or whatever, but I just don't feel like infidelity is an issue that you have to keep dealing with. In some relationships, female be like, yeah, me and my man, we going through stuff. We going through stuff. Y'all going through stuff shouldn't begin or end with fidelity. Infidelity, I'm sorry. That shouldn't be the issue. Real issues in marriages when you're dealing with somebody that's mature, a mature marriage for a healthy marriage for a male and female, wouldn't be infidelity shouldn't be an issue that you're going through because that's a choice that a person is making. And so things that you don't have a choice in, oh, you lose a child, you lose a mother, you lose a father, you lose a close cousin, a niece, a sister and brother. That's some issues that may take a toll on a marriage depending on the situation. Um, Mental illness. The husband, the wife, or maybe even the child has some type of mental illness or some type of physical illness. You say, okay, we going through something. Yeah, that's a normal situation that people go through in marriages. That if what they say, if don't kill you, make you stronger. But going through infidelity, to keep going through infidelity, that's a choice. And for people that's okay with somebody to piss in your face and tell you it's raining, that's fine for them if that's what they choose to do. But my belief is that is not, people try to fix it and be, oh, go to, uh, uh, what is that, sex counseling, or go through that type of counseling or something. I remember Halle Berry. I think that was when I first heard about that type of counseling, was when uh, Halle Berry had said, well, the news reported that her and one of them husbands um, was going through sex counseling or something because he had a sex addiction or some kind of crap. But again, I feel that's a choice, and that's not nothing that just sprung up overnight. You know, my thing is people are selfish, and so if you want to go lay somewhere else, that's where you should be the first time. Definitely the second and third time, that's where you should be. You want to live as a single man, a single woman, then I think you ought to respect that person enough to 86 yourself out that relationship and quit playing games, because to me that's a fake marriage. You know, going through infidelity off and on, and you gotta chase behind a dude or chase behind a girl or put a tracker on them, or um, like they were saying on all I said was, when he was on that video thing with Kai or whatever, that, oh, it was a girl in the background, and Offset disappeared for 45 minutes or whatever. You know, me personally, I would have been done then. If that was true, I mean, with that scenario that they painted, it do seem like it could have been true, but it could have been a whole nother explanation for that. But again, that is like so trifling if that did happen, because you that thirsty, you that serious. I mean, I know that Cardi, displayed like she loved Offset so much and this is that, but I do think that if he say, "Hey, I don't want to be with you no more. I want to be single," I think she would have been able to handle that prior to all the drama, you know, if that's what happened. Uh, is that's the part with some men, because that just shows that he's insecure, he's selfish. When you have to keep sleeping with different women instead of just being honest and saying, "Hey, well, I don't want this no more." Just be single. But to think that you so entitled that you supposed to be able to have your cake and eat it too, I think that's just selfish and messy, and it just shows that the dude got um more low self-esteem really than the female, because when females go from man to man, you know what do they call her? 304, or she insecure, she low self-esteem, she ain't have a daddy. But what do you call it when men do that? What do you call it? They 304s, but why is they doing that? Why do they have to keep more than one? Because they scared of being alone too. So, it can work either way. But like I said, it's not for me to judge anybody' marriage, because I wouldn't want nobody judging mine. But at the end of the day, uh, I just think it's ridiculous for these fans to be tripping on her out with him. If she get back with him, if she don't, her marriage was between her and God. But, I'm just saying, if I was Cardi, that, whatever I had to work out behind the scenes, I would have to work out behind the scenes as far as getting my money. Like she said, she's going to get back into her bag because she was at her best. But everybody want to fall in love. Everybody want, the perfect family for those that want a family. But just I think that some people just not okay with being fake and putting on for the cameras. I mean, some people can, put on for the cameras and play games. And like I said, some people are able to fake a whole relationship, fake a whole marriage, pretending they love people and don't. And then, like I said, but it all come back to people not being honest. Some people might say, "Oh, well, Cardi and them, they did everything real fast. They got married, had a baby, all of this. They dated. You know, she didn't take time to get to know him." Who do we really know? Who? Who? I've seen people be married 25 years, 30 years. I've worked in different positions, different companies, Fortune 500 companies, where if if I wrote a book about these men or women that I worked around that thought, well, their significant others probably thought they were one way, and it was a whole nother world in the atmosphere that we were working in, that they truly couldn't have known they loved one. They probably thought they did, but somebody else will have another story to tell. It's very few people that I've met in life that's the same way at home and same way at work. You know, it sometimes it just don't even work out like that. And again, it comes down to, like I was saying, that honesty, that people is just not upfront because people are so insecure, scared that they gonna not be able to get with that girl or get with that guy, so they pretend until the love spell wear off, or the infatuation, um, or the ego of trying to conquer that male or female, and that's a it's just a sad thing. That's just the way it is now. But at the end of the day, a person have to look themselves in the mirror and be honest with themselves. And it's just not cool to be leaving um, a slew of, for lack of a better word, bastard kids. It's just not cool for that to keep happening in any race, especially any minority, because eventually, if the parents don't come to a solution, and I'm not talking about with Offset, I'm just saying in general, of being able to communicate and function and parent properly, um, or even going to counseling to get along, to be able to be better parents to the children, because sometimes, even though couples don't work out, they still can be good parents to their kid. They get on the same page. I done seen that happen. But we don't know mentally what anyone is going through. And now you have people on every level, seem like, since COVID, is offing themselves. And I definitely wouldn't want to be responsible or contribute to anybody uh, doing that. So I tread lightly on what I speak on. Some YouTube channels irritate the crap out of me because they know that they purposely is lying and spreading a false narrative, just to get views, just to get subscribers, to make this money. And it's plenty of money out here to get without lying on people and getting running people down to the ground with these lies to mess up people's reputations. Because even in people real life that's not celebrities, they know that they could not handle that in real life. So comment down below, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and press like.